Alright, so this is the super duper short Bare Necessities demo video. So in case you don't see it in the main video, I make sure at least, I can't stress this enough on how this particular install functions, and it's very important. So number one, when you go to put the chassis into the hilt, always have the power in the off position, which is up. Okay, always. Always go from the back up and make sure that these align with the box, and you can probably just go up until the board disappears, but you can still see the kill switch. And then pop the kill switch, okay? Because if you don't, if you turn the kill switch on while you're putting this in, these are going to touch the metal, it's going to cross, and it's going to fry something. Okay, so go that way. Then, when you're taking it out, technically you can go both ways, but it is best to go out that way, because if you can see here, the direction, there is a direction to how these guys get pushed down. Anyway, so never have this turned on when you're putting it in, only after. Then first thing you want to put on is the pommel, and the pommel is going to have kind of this, it's going to be off a little bit, see? And all you have to do is pull it up a little bit, push it in, and then start turning. And this and the grenade section will hold the chassis in place. Now you're going to want to go about 98% of the way and then get the grenade on. Also, when you're, oh, I got some of the grease on my hand. When you're unscrewing the pommel or screwing it on, always make sure this is down, because if you do it this way, you're going to scratch the body, which this does have one on there, and I'm going to be, before I send it out to you, I'm going to be working with some steel wool to get that out. However, this little ding, that's way too deep. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get that out. Good news is, if Seven Chambers ever relist this, they're sold out right now, but you could buy this separately. It was like $17 plus shipping, so it's not too crazy expensive. But anyway, yeah, so turn this about 98% of the way, and then grenade section, same thing. It's going to be just off a little bit, and all you got to do is angle it, is just kind of pull it up and pull the body down a little bit, not too hard, just be gentle with it, and then you'll find the groove, and it should just go smooth. If it ever seems hard, undo it, start over, trust me. Okay, go all the way then with that, and then finish the 2% that way. And this is, I think I want to say for movie accuracy, this is supposed to be slightly to the left of the box. Yeah. And then technically too, let's say you had turned on the kill switch before you put on the grenade section. Never ever have, you can have the hilt on when you're putting the grenade section on, but don't have the blade ignited. Don't have this on. have that off, okay? Because as you're going down and turning this, you're turning that connector in there, okay? And the chances of this being perfectly straight aligned is not 100%, okay? And if you have it on and go like this, and then the connection is made while you're turning it, if that pin crosses just a little bit into the other section, then you can also cross the power that way. So you don't want to do that. And now that it's on, you would then press the power button and ignite the blade. Now, something else I noticed is that when you have the hilt in the box, you don't want this laying too far out in front because it will touch the glass, and you don't want it to scratch the glass. So it's best to have it either straight up or just slightly ajar like that, and then put it up. Also, if you're not familiar with lithium-ion batteries, you always want to keep these charged. And in your purchase, I am including this charging dock. Digital, it'll show you digitally the level of where they're at. Power cord for USB. All you'll need is the USB plug. I unfortunately don't have one to include. This is going to hold on to those batteries very tightly. So what I recommend to you is two things. Either you find a ribbon to like super glue right here. That way when you put the battery in, the ribbon sits underneath, and then you can pull on the ribbon to pull it out. Or before you put the battery in, wrap like some painter's tape or some electrical tape around the battery, and then put it in, and then pull the tab. Leave yourself some slack on the tab of the tape, and then pull the battery out, because these things, this will hold on to it like there's no tomorrow. It's very, very strong. And yeah, so never let these things sit empty for long periods of time, or you do ruin the battery. And you know, there's other things about maintaining a lithium-ion battery. I'm gonna leave that to you to figure out. Temperature, these are temperature sensitive, so you wouldn't want to leave them in your car in the winter, or in your car in the summer, for example. Garage, probably the same thing. If it's not temperature controlled, I don't recommend that either. And oh yeah, and then when you're putting the blade in, to get the blade in the socket, and you want to set it, it might help to twist clockwise while you're putting the blade in. Twist clockwise only, never twist counterclockwise. You can literally unscrew the neck here, and that can displace the wiring in there, which you don't want to do. And then even when you're going to take the blade out, same thing. Twist clockwise and pull it out. Never, ever, ever counterclockwise. So anyway, hopefully that was still a short video. This guy should slide pretty nice and easily for the reveal. You know, it can come out, so try not to lose it. 7 Chambers does sell these in case you do damage it or you lose it, but you will have to sand the sides because they do not come from them, the factory, fitting in that. The more you sand it, the more or less loose that'll be. So you don't want to take too much off. Test it, put it in, see how tight it is and whatever. And yeah, that is really what I recommend for everything. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.